side because we are looking at World Cup 2018 in West Indies. We are preparing ourselves. That's the reason we have given quite a few youngsters a chance. So I hope they do well in this series.
Thank you very much for talking to us and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was the interview from the Indian coach talking about the teams that are going to play today. From South African side, we've got Lisa Lee as a wicketkeeper, and we got Dan van Niekerk as a captain, and Megan Dupreez.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Ten to 1. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, we back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Senwes Park, South Africa versus India, first Women's T20 International, live from Senwes Park, Potchefstroom.
Heading
Lovely weather, sorry.
to the tosses, when we see what will happen at the toss, how the teams will decide what to do here at this magnificent venue, Senwes Park.
Welcome to a glorious day here at Senwes Park in Potchefstroom. We're here for the first Women's T20 International between South Africa and India. On my left, I've got Gerrie Pienaar, the match referee, Herman Kaur, the captain for India, and Dane van Niekerk from South Africa. Dane will spin the coin. Heads is the call.
And ahead it is.
It's a head. What are you going to do?
We'll ball first.
Sorry?
We'll ball first.
And your motivation for that?
Actually, it's a fresh wicket and looking good, but still we want to ball first because today we want to chase.
Any changes from the ODI squad?
Yeah, there are a lot of changes. 4 changes today. Our 4 debutant is playing today, and Julian is injured and she's out of the series. But in place of her, we have a four new young girls, and they are playing today.
Thank you very much. Dane, having lost the toss there, what would you have done?
We would have had a bowl first. I'm not sure. What are they doing? I didn't hear.
It looks like they're bowling.
Oh, yeah, we would have had a bowl as well. We don't really know what to make of the wicket, so we just wanted to see what's a good score on this wicket. But nonetheless, we have to do both, so I'm very excited to get out and about. You know, it's been 18 months since our last T20 as a team, so really excited for today.
Any changes from the ODI squad?
Trisha Chetty is missing out again today. Then we've got Odine Kirsten that came in for the T20. She's missing out. And then Maria Masabata-Klaas, she's missing out today. 2 debutants is Nadine de Klerk and Recife Ntozake.
Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you.
That's from the middle. So, India has won the toss and they've elected to bowl.
India selected to bowl first, and South Africa are going to be obviously batting second as well. Solly, what's your thought about that?
I think India are looking at backing themselves. They're confident in chasing any score that will be posted here by the South Africans, and also back their spinners and their bowling attack. So it's going to be interesting to do that. And then now coming through to coming through and having a look at the captain and Dane van Niekerk from the South Africans. They're having 2 debutants, taking out Trisha Chetty and Masabata-Klaas, and having a look. They're also not very sure of what's going to happen with the field, and they would have wanted to bowl. So where is their mindset? I don't know, Pena. Heading to interviews with the South African coach so that we can hear the pre-match interviews with him.
We're joined today by Proteas assistant coach Enoch Ngwe. First of all, thank you very much for joining us. Enoch, tell us about the preparation of the team and just the switch from ODI cricket to T20. How's that gone for you guys?
Yeah, I must say that you know, it's been quite a smooth transition, I must say. Obviously, how we played in the last game, you know, we've taken some momentum going into this game now. So we're hoping that obviously it's a brand new format. You know, it's been a while that the ladies have played. So we're hoping that that momentum we've taken in, you know, that will actually boost us to play better cricket. You know, so and both teams obviously haven't played in a while. So yeah, I mean the energies, you know, at the nets, you know, in the warm-ups, you know, they've been fantastic. So you know, so the spirit, everything else, you know, we're hoping by the time, you know, 1 o'clock comes, you know, that the team is actually ready to execute the basic skills.
You've got quite a lot of experienced campaigners in your team. A lot of players have played in the Big Bash in Australia and also in the Kia Super League in England. Do you think that that kind of experience is going to hold you guys in good stead, especially against a really exciting Indian team?
No, absolutely. You know, we're happy that you know Kapi is back into the team. You know, because there were some concerns. You know, so she's going to add in a lot of experience from her all-round skills. You know, and obviously the rest of the team that have been around the world in those tournaments that you've spoken about. That when it comes to those pressure situations, you know, that we can be the team on top. You know, so yeah, we're looking forward to those small moments that maybe other teams might just collapse. Hopefully the experience just kicks in, you know, and makes us a better team at the end of the day.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Yeah.
Well, we're going straight now to the national anthems of both countries now.
Having a look and taking. Ladies and gentlemen, apologize. That was just a mistake there. We're going to cut shortly to the South African national anthem. That was rich history, Mr. Matamai there. The two countries full of rich history in their anthems and in between the nation leaders, as you know, also having Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi as well. So we're going to see a bit of rich culture behind this matches. Heading straight to the interview now with the Indian coach just before the match started.
Thank you very much for joining us, Coach. Tell us about the preparation of your team moving from ODI cricket to T20s.
I know it's a different ball game. It's our mindset you need to be changed, and our girls are ready to go for it. I mean, let's see how they prepare.
Was there any kind of plans that were affected by the injury of Julan Goswami?
I know she got injured in second one day. So, like looking ahead, we have, doctors advise us to take a rest because there are plenty of cricket coming up. So we are just still waiting from BCCI to come. We are waiting for the reply to come from BCCI.
Let's talk about T20 cricket right now. It's a very exciting format. Are your players ready? How did you guys go about your preparation, especially considering that you're playing in like midday conditions, very hot conditions in Potchefstroom?
Well, we cannot complain about the hot because we play in the hotter condition than this. So we cannot complain. Being a professional, you can't complain about the weather. I mean, whatever the weather is there, you have to play. And we have prepared ourselves well. I mean, let's see how the girls how they will perform in it's anybody's game. But we are mentally prepared and physically, the girls are physically fit and ready to go. So I'm just hoping for a good game.
Lots of exciting young players that have been mentioned coming into your team. Are you enjoying just looking at new combinations?
Yes, there are quite a few youngsters on our side because we are looking at World Cup 2018 in West Indies. We are preparing ourselves. That's the reason we have given quite a few youngsters a chance. So I hope they do well in this series.
Thank you very much for talking to us and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty there. Now we're going through the team sheets of India. Okay, India setup, we got Mithali Raj, Harmanpreet Kaur, Vida Krishnamurthy, Radha Yadav, Anuja Pitar, Smriti Madan, and Jamina Rochit, and Shakira Pandey, Pooja Fantan. Alright, going through to South African team list there, Lisa Lee, Dean van Niekerk, Megan Dupreez, Sunil Luz, Claude Rayon, Maris Kaap, Nandini de Klerk, and Shabin Ismail, Ayabonga Kaka, Mosel Daniels, and Raise Ntokazi.
opening Lizelle Lee, age of 25, right-handed batsman for the Proteas, and looking to be very dominant. Played 38 matches, runs 729, and she's got a good, healthy strike rate as well. She's played in the big bash leagues and everything. She's a big hitter of the ball. Having a look at Dane van Niekerk, right-handed batsman, age 24. Also,
with the setup of the opening batsman here, Solly, I think South Africa's got a good setup here, and they think they're mentally prepared as they continue from the momentum they had from their last game that they played.
I think they will do well. Lizelle Lee will probably be looking to hit boundaries, and I think Van Niekerk will most likely try and rotate the strike and get her to be more dominating at the start. Fast ball, and goes through to the wicket keeper. Nothing yet. I think Lee will look to just have an eye in and look what happens in this power play.
Yeah, looking at the way the Indians are taking Pooja, she's looking a bit good.
Again, I think she's looking to get that first slip into play, bowling that just outside off. Vastraka, she's been given the new ball. She'll most likely try and get away swing there to see if Lee can bite at the plan. Hits a big shot up, then safely.
Yeah, looks like Lee was looking for two there. Looking at the South African approach, Solly, I think they're going to try to push as hard as they can in terms of making sure that the run rate is a bit up.
Definitely. Try and get the fielders or the fielding side under pressure early in those power plays. Plays a stroke. Deep through to sweeper. Matsamai, you can see the intent, like I said. Van Niekerk will try and give Lee the strike so that she can try and dominate in this power play and try and hit boundaries as early as possible. Let's see what's going to happen. There's a fielding change as well. Getting the third man in and pushing out long off. Swing and a miss from Lee, trying to get herself in there. What are the thought process? What do you think she needs to do to strike it better and try and dominate Vastraka?
Well, I think if maybe she can try to maybe work around the ball in terms of maybe playing on the offside more, and then that way transfer just to make sure that she connects the ball well. Because if you can see, she's playing more straighter than going down to the offside.
Pushes for one, Lee. I think the good thing about this is that the rotating strike, the first over, South Africans having 3 runs on the board after that first over. Do you think this is how they would have wanted to start?
Well, I reckon it will be one of those waiting for the loose ball to go through. And if you check mostly this Indian side, he's got pretty new players that are coming through. I think this is one of the preparations for the T20 World Cup.
I think it's quite good that they're bringing in 4 new debutants in this first T20 just to see how they will prepare themselves for the series going down to Port Elizabeth and all that. So it's good preparation for the teams, and obviously it's good for the Indian side to prepare for the 2018 ICC Women's World Cup.
All right, the second bowler from the India side is Shikha Pandey, age 28. Is a medium bowler, matches 23, wickets 12, average 25.16, economy 6.29.
Playing a miss. What a good delivery. There was a bit of carry as well to the wicket keeper. Lee will try and first wait to see what she can do. Instead of trying to hit immediately again, try and see what the ball is doing and what the bowler is planning to do. It's over the top, and that's the first boundary for the Momentum Proteas. Lizelle Lee, I think that she's enjoying it. The ball is coming through to her bat. But how good was that stroke, Bena?
In regards to that execution, I think it was more of going up there because she could have realized that it's more power play now. Fielders are still inside, and then she will try to dominate as much as she can in regards to pick up the striking rate. And that's Pandey from the Senwes end.
Another massive shot from the hard-hitting Lee, and she hits it for a maximum. I think she's enjoying facing Pandey. Already two boundaries from her deliveries. I think she needs to look at another plan. That is not working towards Lee. She loves it, and the fielders are in the inner ring. What would you do if you're a bowler and you're bowling that?
No, surely I think she's got another plan now, maybe bowling back of a length, just to reduce those runs.
Hits it straight to extra cover. I think the run rate has gone up 7.8. That's good for the South African side. Starting up there, you want to dominate, you want to make sure the bowler doesn't settle with their plan, and you get them to bowl into your areas.
Taking a quick single there by Lee.
I think that was a much better delivery from Pandya.
Looking at Lizelle Lee's approach, I think she had a pretty good toe. And according to the way she's approaching this game, I can see that there's more confidence in her in regards to dominating in these Indian players.
I think it's been good. You can see already that in that first over, Pandya going for 11. So it shows you the intent of Lizelle Lee. She wants to be on the front foot. She's looking to push and put them under pressure. And then if you look at Van Niekerk, I think she'll be happy to just be there in a supportive role, you know, to Lee, give her the strike rate. If the bed ball comes when she's facing, try and put it away, you know. But the South Africans starting very well here in this power play. Fastraka coming back again here from the university end of the ground.
Lovely for their play behind square there.
How good was that shot? And if you had to give any feedback to any girls that are playing in South Africa, and you had to give feedback on that shot, what would you your points be in terms of executing that shot properly?
Play as late as possible.
The Momentum Proteas currently on 18. Much better bowling from Fastraka. full straighter and trying to hit those stumps. I think much better. Those are the lines that you would look to bowl to Lee. Don't give it too much room. Don't bowl too back, because then you're going to fetch. Great rotation of the strike there by Lee, giving Van Niekerk the strike there. So far, Matsamai, how's the pitch with regards to the toss? Would you think the Indians at this moment, looking at the run rate and looking at the scoring that the South Africans are doing?
Yeah, looking at the pitch conditions, I can surely say there's fairly bit of grass in there. So surely they would have thought of maybe trying to squeeze South Africa as much as they can in the early overs, with a bit of movement there in there. Because if you look at the side, it's fairly more of new players that they want to be given a chance as well. But in regards to Senwes Park history, you know, it's a good chasing wicket. So surely, maybe they would have thought maybe it's going to be a good chasing wicket.
Bowls the wrong line there, trying to get to the legs, and Van Niekerk hits through the leg side for boundary. The South Africans moving up quickly here with their boundaries. So far, 3 4s and 1 6. Look at that shot execution. A bit shorter. What do you think of that length, Mutsamai?
In regards to that length, I think surely now they're going to have to opt for another length, because now this is not working for them as such. So coming to another bit
Quick
of
running by the woman. Sorry to cut in. I love how they rotate the strike. They put the bed ball away. You can see that even though it's been 18 months that this team has been played together, there is some understanding between. Looking at the batting cut, Lee currently in also with Van Niekerk, 18 of 13 and 6 for 5. Following up at number 3 will be Dupree. She'll probably be looking to still continue hitting and pushing the run rate up. Lee's also quite a strong player. Chloe Tryon as well. And you have the dangerous Marazan Cup coming in as well, also at 6. So that lineup is very dominating if you look at it. If it comes through, you'll definitely get big runs for the South Africans on the scoreboard.
Definitely seeing Maris Cup coming back to the side, I think it's going to be a bit massive improvement for the team as well. You know, being sitting out there as well. So, but now I think we're going to get a pretty decent batting lineup here from South Africa.
Well, there's a bowling change for the Indians, bringing their spinners into play immediately after 3 overs to see if they can slow down this run rate that the South Africans have built up of 8 runs. Oh, and a break. Oh. Drop short. Do you think she'll cause any problems, Patel, to the batters? Already with the first ball, Anuja Patel, 25 off break bowler. They push it for a quick single. The South Africans, that's good to see Van Niekerk doing that. You don't want to play big shots early and then start getting the field into play. Try and play him on the ground and make sure you don't give any chance of losing early wickets.
Looking at the Indians' roles, they've been dominating enough with the spinners, and I think they just realized that they need to just bring a bit of slow pace so that they can try to reduce that run rate.
I think Patel coming this early, that means for the Indians, that's the most attacking spinner they have, off breaker, looking to bowl it into the right-hander. Oh. Great bowling. She's bowling good lines. Bowling it probably a bit flat.
Fairly surely she will try to bring, you know, the run rate down as much as she can. So surely she's going to bowl offside, and maybe surely that's they are playing just to make sure that Indians are
Lee pushing it through the covers for a single, quick single. I love how they don't allow a lot of dot balls to pile up and build pressure against themselves and then leading to playing silly shots. Good bowling by Patel. And that's the end of her over. She has bowled and brought that run rate as the captain would have wanted, from 8 to 6.5. Having a look at the projected scores, South Africa currently on 100, that will be 130 after 6 overs. We're looking at 122 after 8, 154, and then 10 overs projected will be 186. Fairly good start because they're getting runs per ball, you know, and they're dominating.
Pretty looks decent. Anything, you know, at Senwes above 180, it surely got the game in hand there that you need to defend, because it's most of a batting wicket.
And there's a bowling change obviously for the Indian side coming. It's Shika Pandey coming from the university end of the ground. Was Lee in two minds there because she wanted to go for a shot, but somewhere she pulled out. What do you think was going through her mindset?
I think she was suppressed by pace. Was not sure that it was going to be quick or slow, so that's why maybe she decided not to go for it.
It's a straight, and that's the end of Lizelle Lee's innings. I think she probably went too early on that shot, played it in the air, didn't get full connection with the bat to the ball because she got caught in the inner ring.
Yeah, that's Lizelle Lee, ball faced 18, and she's going out for 19. Ball by Ko.
A good strike rate of 105 though, but I think she'll be disappointed in that shot. Look at it. She didn't get a full way through, and an easy catch. Easy. Threw away. I don't think she really got good distance on that. The South Africans will look to reply much better now with Sune loose coming now in. But the Indians much happier after 4.2 overs, getting a breakthrough and getting the dangerous Lee out. Shanae Luz coming in at age 22, right-handed batsman. What will be her role now, because Lee's out? Do you think she'll first have to look before she tries and push up the strike rate?
Yeah, in regards to lose a role to the cricket setup, yeah, South African setup, she will fairly definitely look to rotate the strike more, and then make sure that they don't go for that silly shots, or in a sense that they rotate strike and then contain runs as much as they can.
It's again hits through the inner ring over. Still, I think those shots, yes, executed, got a boundary for Liz, but I don't think she'll be happy with that shot because she almost gave it away as well, you know. But good thing that we got runs on the board. But again, you'd look to play on the ground. You don't want to lose 2 early wickets and start getting yourselves under trouble. Good bowling by Pandey. I think she's got her rhythm back. That wicket would have brought confidence to her.
Looking at Pandey's pace, actually, I think she's bowling more in different variations, because there's a bit of more pace there and then she reduces, And I think he's giving a lot of batsmen a lot of thinking.
I think her first overs, yes, she was trying to get rhythm behind it, and you look at it, she's doing much better. Loose in 4 out of 4 now, but I think as well this partnership needs to build much better. Get over that 50 mark for now before losing any wickets, and then try and see if you can get to your 100 as well without losing a lot of wickets.
Okay, India going now with the first strike going from the Senwes end.
Double steps, and that's Van Niekerk, double steps. She's going to become the instigator now, try and push the run rate up, and hits it through backward of square, and that goes for a 4. Much needed boundary. I think the South Africans probably said to themselves, in each over in this power play, they're going to try as much as possible to pile up those boundaries and build from there before the fielders get set out to protect the boundary.
A little bit of a short one there.
That's the first of the short balls. I think she might feel aggravated that Van Niekerk double stepped and hit that, and it went for a 4. She had to just come back, put in a bit her back into it, and hit the deck hard. And that's a wide ball. Not really needed after that, after bowling. And I think also the thing that's making Vastraka not get her lines better is that Van Niekerk is not really batting within her crease. She's just outside her crease. And that messes up a bowler's line to where she wants to actually land the ball, you know. Let's see what happens here.
I think Danny just realized something, that the ball is not coming with much of a pace. So by just stepping outside the crease, it will surely help her to execute certain shots that she wants in regards to put the pressure on fast track.
Good thought processes. You need to know when the ball is coming to you, and nicely on the bat. Quick running by the South Africans. Good awareness. I think she's looking to time that ball, play a cut shot. She just needs to get the execution right, and she'll be on top of it. Field has changed as well for the Indians. They have fine leg out and deep square as well. Playing. This plays it wide.
This over now has gone for 6, including a white ball in there,
which the South Africans will be very happy with, because there's still an extra ball to be bowled. Great rotation of the strike by the pair batting here. I think the communication is excellent at the moment. Understanding one another, the calling is clear as well, which is very vital in any cricket match, that you know who calls from what end. And that's the summary of the power play. After 6 overs, the first one, South Africa getting 37 and 1 wicket falling down at a run rate of 6.1, a very healthy run rate for that. I think I think there's a great support as well from local organizers with Northwest Cricket, and you can see KFC Mini Cricket as well. Mainly girls coming through to watch their role models playing here. You know, it's good. It's a good sight to see, laying down there, getting a bit of sun. The parents.
Lovely weather. Looking for one there.
Panika double steps and she pushes it for one.
Okay, new bowler from India, Radha Yadav.
Having a no ball, that the umpire is signaling a no ball, I think because of height, and mainly because Van Niekerk appealed after she hit there, and the umpires have a look again. You can see the two captains meeting up in the middle there. The decision has been taken, so it's going to be a free hit for the South Africans. I think it's because there's just need confirmation. I think there's a lot of numbers of the fielders outside the inner ring. I think that it's a free hit for the South Africans. I don't think really height. I would say probably number of guys out.
I reckon the fielding as well, because when I'm looking at it, from the way she was stepping, she was within the crease. When I looked around here, one of the players just went in at the cycle. I'm looking at the setup.
Just having a look. I think the one thing that I can pick up is that there was 5 fielders outside the inner ring, and that would have been the cause of that free hit now in the no ball. Number 3 from the Indian side was out on the offside, long off. So they had long off and long on, and that is why that free hit. And she hits it. Good bowling. But again, at this level, you should be aware of the stipulations as the game goes. How many fielders you can have outside the inner ring. And they're back to 4. Just to let you know that Pierre de Bruin will be joining us in the commentary, and Solomon Meki will be leaving to have him sit and discuss the game further with Motsamai. A good hit by Van Niekerk, and she hits a maximum. And as I leave, Pierre de Bruin coming through to join Motsamai in commentary.
Okay, that's a single there from. Welcome,
South
Pierre.
Africa women, welcome. Thank you. That was quite a drive to get here, but safely, yeah. South Africa 48 for 1. Decent power play. A very good fundamental start for them. And exciting power play, to say the least, setting themselves up to capitalize on that. There it is, the 1 wicket which you expect. Run rate just over 6.
Pierre, looking at the process of India approaching this game, they went with a bit of seamers, and then suddenly they came with a bit of spinners. So according to their thinking process.
Yeah, and it's also the first T20 international, which means that both these teams want to stamp their authority early. 4 matches, so this is the first one. Next match in East London, and then 2 curtain raisers for the Proteas men. Pastrakar in the 4th over. Slogged over mid-wicket. Should just be the one. Only the 1 run.
I think South African batsmen are looking to dominate more in regards to making sure that they get a lot of runs on board, so that it becomes a bit difficult for the Indians afternoon, because I think now it's going to be a little bit misty on the grass or something like that.
Interesting toss, won by India. That's short and wide. Oh, got away with that. Should be just safe. But Pastrakar got away with a long hop wide. And Sunay Lees couldn't capitalize on that.
Okay, looking at the stats of Puja, Pastrakar, this match. Overs 3.1, DOS 8, runs 21, wickets 0, with an economy of 6.63.
Decent figures in this format. You take that any day. That's wide again this time. Cut to the sweeper on the offside, but straight to the sweeper. Pastrakar, I tell you, those 2 deliveries, she got away with them.
I think Pastrakar will be playing into ball even more offside so that she can go to the sweeper.
Orthodox field, mid on, mid off, still in the ring. That short should be a wide. Don't mind that, it's a good idea. Show the batsman that you do have the bouncer, but she just got it wrong.
Still Pastrakar coming from the Senwes end.
That's a great shot. That is an excellent shot.
Massive.
Maximum. Pure timing. Sunay Lees, that will get you going in your innings. 3rd maximum.
Good batting by the South Africans, looking good there by Sunay, making sure that we're dominating as much more as we can.
Again, driven hard, both mid on, mid off, in the ring, so easy pickings for Sunay Lees. And this is now becoming a big over for South Africa.
Looking at the replay up here, I think Sunay is she's trying all her level best to make sure that Indians are not getting away with this.
Absolutely, especially with that field placing. That change coming in now, fine leg coming up, long on out. But in my opinion, 2 balls late. Full, that's up in the air. Fielder's getting there. Is she? Yes, that's a brilliant catch. Absolutely magnificent. And Pastrakar is getting a wicket with the last ball of her spell. And Sunay Lees will look back at that, what she done by a slower ball. And that was an excellent over for South Africa, but unfortunately lost the wicket of Sunay Lees.
Up here, looking at the way Sune was trying to approach that one, I think she was trying to get more straighter than going on the offside.
South Africa 62 for 2 after 8 overs.
Looking at the replay. Oh, what a brilliant catch.
Yeah, she had to dive forward. Liz tried to just work that on the onside. Got a leading edge. And that's a magnificent catch just to break this little cameo partnership. But next batsman, Mignon de Pre. What an inning she played on Saturday for South Africa to beat India in the last ODI. Played such a mature innings, and you can see the experience. 68 matches, average of 22 in this format, and that strike rate perhaps a little bit low. If anything, she wants that above 100.
Looking at that run rate here, it makes me think that today she's going to play a bigger role in terms of making sure that she acquires those runs for the South African team.
Yes, and she's got enough time to get herself in. And new bowler, Kanoom Jadav, 26-year-old. Average 12, economy under 5.5. Now that's magnificent stats. I like this, I really do. She's got a lot of confidence. We saw that on Saturday. She turns the ball, at times perhaps a bit slow. Offside in the ring, packed. No one sweeping on the offside. No 45. In the gap. No sweeper. That means 4 runs. And that's a great start for Mignon de Pre.
Looking at the shot up here, I think Mignon as well. Like we spoke about it now, she's going to much more dominate on these Indian players and making sure that she's taking the game away from them. But according to her approach, I'm fairly impressed with the way she's approaching it.
Yes, that's confidence, I suppose. And confidence give you that to start your innings. That's a lot of flight. She uses her feet straight past the bowler. And only the 1 run. But like you say, immediately she's showing that intent. She's showing that she's got a lot of confidence.
If there's one thing that I liked about South Africa's approach this morning, was just that in their first 2 overs, they were a bit dominant on these Indian bowlers. Just that we had a bit of loose shot there and there. But with I think they can maintain to make sure that we save a lot of wickets and build partnerships.
That's a great shot. And she was going to do that from the start, Van Niekerk, because of that field placing. No square leg on the boundary. And that is, I can describe that as the AB de Villiers shot.
No, definitely I can agree with you. It looks more confident in the sense that she realized that it was going to be short in the end, make sure that she got through.
Yes, there we go. There the square leg, no 45 still. And this time she's going over the offside. What magnificent batting from Van Niekerk, and also a lady with so much experience and confidence at the moment. Don't forget her cameo that she played on Saturday. And now she's just playing around with the field placing. What a shot.
I think she's dominating more in that momentum, and she's carrying it on, and then she's making sure that she's dominating enough as well.
Now look at this. Now there's a little meeting. Why? Because Van Niekerk is just playing around with his field placing. As you can see, there's still no 45. Now they're wondering, should they have someone on the offside on the boundary? Now is she coming in? Players a little bit baffled. And that comes down to absolutely great batting. Good thinking. What's the next option? A little sweep perhaps? No. Googly wobbled. Sloppy fielding, 1 run.
And looking at that over, they appear, I think we're going now for 4-0, 4-1, 4-4 and 1. So that's a pretty good over for South Africa that we're dominating from.
Yes, another over, which brings 14 runs, 2 in a row. That's a nice momentum builder. And there you can see, last 2-3 overs, very, very good for South Africa. And you can see the momentum changing in their favour. Had a careful start in the power play, but only lost the 2 wickets. Captain waving, getting fielders in place. Fielders not really sure what's happening. It's no 45, short fine leg. No sweeper on the offside again, but there's a deep mid wicket, deep square leg for that sweep shot. There's a little sweep, and it's completely baffled the wicket keeper, and that will be 4 byes. And the reason Van Niekerk went for that shot is purely because there's no short 45. Great option.
Looking at Patil's approach from the Senwes end, she's surely planning to make sure that she's going to dominate, especially in the offside.
This is a much better option. Now no mid-wicket, there's a short 45 in place now. Driven hard, good fielding. Oh, it should be, oh, if that throw was on target, I reckon that De Preer could have been in trouble.
Yes, looking at a bit of miscommunication in there. Surely they thought he passed her, but now I guess she saved it.
Just rock back. Tanay Van Niekerk and just punched it for 1. Bit of calmness now for India. Much rather like this field placing. No mid-wicket, which is fine. But there's a short 45 in place now.
Up here, I think realizing that Dupree's as well as Van Niekerk, they're going above, they're especially on long and on long off. That's why they made it a point that they put those fielders back so that South African players can play more there straight, so they can get ones, not more than boundaries.
Absolutely. Patil now coming around the wicket. She wants to cut off that angle. That's a good delivery. Yes, it's 1, but it's a good tactic. Just into the pads around the wicket, no width. Happy to give the 1 away. This is a big ball for Patil because already 7 runs of this over. She's giving a bit of flight. That's a good finish to her over. After the first ball has gone for a boundary, she's come back nicely.
Up here, if you look at the Indian side, bringing all the inexperienced players just to make sure that they prepare for the T20 World Cup. Okay, the bowling card here, we're looking at faster up, and the Pandi there, we're looking at the economies there. Economies there going for 8.5, 7.5, 4.5, 11.5 by Yadav, and 14.5 economy there.
Yes, the 2 Jadavs are quite expensive at the bottom there. A change of bowling. And they've got so many spinning options. That's slow, just cut away straight to the fielder. Apologies, it's Jadav again in a second over. That's the reverse sweep. Such a fantastic option to have as a batsman in this format. With this field, batsmen should have the theory that bowlers can't get away with this field, so the reverse sweep is a fantastic option. Well bowled. Good start to this over, 3 dots in a row.
Looking at the Indian side again, what do you think maybe their approach will be in terms of spinners when they attack the South African batsmen here?
Well, they want to force them to play across the line, so the sweep shots. But it's important that you do have the field placing to cover up that type of bowling. And sometimes I think they got it wrong. especially this ball. That's going to be the one. Such a good over so far from Jadav. She's got one ball left, only the single conceded so far. And the player will look at a boundary option here. Yeah, that's fantastic bowling. Great over. South African women, 84 for 2 after 11 overs.
And looking at the South African batting, I think now they're going through the process of thinking if they're gonna maybe make sure that they play as safe as possible, but dominating with runs between the wickets. And projected scores there, the current one will be 153, after 6 overs will be 138, on the 8th over 156, on the 10th over 174.
Oh, a little fine. Is that out? Yes, it's out. Full and straight. Couldn't get under that. Was that the right option with a 45 in place? Only she will know and look back. But I'm afraid to say this looked pretty out.
Yes, look fairly out, a bit fuller, straighter on. He's trying to play that sweep shot there. So my thinking was if Van Niekerk would have had another option, which option would she have choose?
Probably just the orthodox sweep. But yes, I think Patel just realized that if I come around the wicket to bring the LBW in place, it's got to be full and straight, and she's done exactly that. That looks pretty plumb. Easy decision for the umpire, and that's a big wicket for India. Danai van Niekerk, 38 of 31, so a very good innings by Danai van Niekerk. But a breakthrough that India wanted.
Just after 11 overs, point 1, South Africa standing on 84 after 3 wickets. And then Patel is still bowling.
New batsman, Nadine de Klerk. Joining Mignon de Pree, former captain. Wabald, Yorker. Excellent, excellent. Around, bowling with a bit of a round arm around the wicket, and she's nailing that Yorker. Tell you what, that is great skill.
Yes, we had 2 consecutive Yorkers, making sure that the batsman under pressure there. Oh,
just keeping Mignon de Pree awake there. Don't steal any runs here. I'm watching you. More flight. But again, full. She can't get underneath them. Good little period here for India. Uses her feet this time. She's off the mark. Well, no. Looked for 2, but that's very good fielding. So 1 ball left in this over. Only the 1 run conceded, but also the important wicket of Van Niekerk. Last ball around the wicket. A little inside edge to find square leg. Only going to be the 1 run, but a very good over for Patil. Only the 2 runs and the wicket. South Africa women 86 for 3 after 12 overs.
Yes, Pierre, looking at that run rate there, still standing on the 7.1. It's gone up down a little bit there. So the current run rate from South Africa will be 7.1.
This is probably the time now where South Africa will look at a projected score. What is going to be a good score on this wicket to defend? And that is what now will go through the heads. Danai Fanika, the captain back in the hut, she can communicate that to the rest of the batsmen. Oh, is that a drop catch? Straight through her hands. That's a big chance. And it's the big wicket of the Priya.
Surely Indians are going through a thinking process there. What happened? What could have not happened by dropping that catch? And I think it's going to be a vital wicket for them. So.
Yeah, Jadaf has just got to put that behind her. Came a bit quicker than she thought. Projected score 141. Now the question is, at 7.07, is that enough? If I look at this wicket, which looks a decent wicket, not a lot of turn, typical Potch wicket, lightning outfield, a couple of small boundaries, I would say that anything around about 160 would be a good score. That's a short and wide. She should have done better with that. But it went straight to the batsman, to the fielder.
Yes, Pierre, looking at the run right now, it's been dropped a little bit there as well. Going to 6.6 there. So I think Indians are doing fairly good with bowling.
That's in the gap. That's an excellent shot. Use the feet again. And that will just relieve the pressure a little bit.
Looking at the boundaries there, 11 fours and 3 sixes from South Africa. So South Africa still standing on 90 for 3 after the 12th over.
Lot of flight. Again in the gap. Magnificent shot. Mignon de Priya. She had to get her weight into that ball because it was slower than normal. That's pure class.
Couldn't agree more there with you, Pierre, because now what I look at her, the way she approaches this game, she's making sure that she's getting that ball to the gaps and dominating enough on the bowler, on the Indian bowlers there.
A little small window, yeah. Dot, 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 and then 2 boundaries. And that just relieves the pressure. That's short. That's pulled away. Straight to the deep mid-wicket fielder. End of the 13th over. South Africa moving on to 95 for 3. 7 overs remaining. And they're talking about that projected score. Currently 146, so they have got a nice foundation to work from. Only the 3 wickets lost. But at some stage they're going to have to accelerate. Around the 8 over mark, about 9 runs per over. That will get them to the 160 mark.
Yes, Pierre, good question there. Is that score good enough for them to defend? And surely that will depend on the South Africans. How do they approach it?
A lot of flight. Yeah, there's a stage where they're going to have a discussion on when are they going to go big. Is that 3 overs to go, 4 overs to go? That's a lot of flight. I'll tell you what, if I look at that, I would run at that as much as I can.
Couldn't agree with you more there.
you're going to be the one. She's not shy to give it flight. She's not shy. She's inviting the batsman to say, you want to hit a boundary, well, use your feet. You need to generate the pace. I'm going to give you no pace. That's a little bit quicker. That's a leading edge in the air, but it's going to be short. De Klerk has faced 6 balls and only 2 runs, and that's a leading edge. Just a little bit of turn. That's swept away. Only the single.
And South Africa is still standing on 98 for 3. Still busy. The run rate is a bit down there.
I don't mind this. I don't mind that. 4 singles in the over. South Africa would mind that because they would like to go at 10s. So that's an excellent over from Jadav. Lee, the dangerous Lee, she got 19. Van Niekerk, she looked very good. Played a little cameo, 38 of only 31 balls. Sunay Lee's the youngster. She also looked very good in that over, but then she got herself out. Now this partnership, de Pre and de Klerk, they need to accelerate at some stage because de Klerk is striking at 42. De Pre is striking at 112. And that injection should be around the corner. You've got wickets in hand. But they will discuss who's going to bat through, who's going to take the risks. Because in my opinion, you can't lose Mignon de Pre now. She's way too important to guide them to a good total. Kaur, new bowler. Tell you what, they're watching the non-strikers. Off-break bowler. And there's another spinning option for India. So many options for the captain.
Yes, India's approach, bringing a lot of spinners in here, and making sure that they dominate as much as they can.
Flight, uses a feet. It is boundary time for South Africa. Short. Couldn't get in the gap. No timing. De Klerk now striking at 55. 10 balls. The last boundary. Every over should bring a boundary for South Africa. India will be very, very happy with this. Singles after single, couple of dots in between, and just building some pressure.
Yes, India looking to drop that run rate because we're looking at 7.02.
One ball left. 5 dots. South Africa's opinion, this will be a good over if they can get a boundary now. Yeah, I like that. Very well done by the bowler. Very, very well done. She saw Mignon de Pre moving across to the offside. She's got every right to back away and say, I'm not bowling this ball. Well, what's going to happen now? Is she going to stand still? Yes, she stands still and she finishes with a dot. Really mature from Kaur. She's 28 years old, so she's been around the block and she's not going to be fooled.
Yes, we are looking at that over switch, working on the 15th over now. 5 overs left.
Yes, and I tell you what, that water was probably not asked by the batsman. It was probably just a message from the coaching staff. And that second 50 28 balls. I think that's a combination between the Indian bowlers really summing up the conditions very well as nailing their skills and their plans, making it very difficult for South Africa.
Looking at this overs left, 5 overs left, so I'm thinking they're going to have to go big, either get 1 or 2 boundaries in there.
They're going to scamper here. And the Clark doing the right thing to get Mignon de Pre on strike. Pre uses a feet, tries to go to into the gap, but that's excellent fielding. That's great fielding. That will frustrate de Pre. She did a lot of work to get to the pitch of the ball. And it's big. That's going to be a maximum. And that is de Klerk's first boundary. And what a way to do that. Over deep mid-wicket. Fantastic timing. And is that the injection we're talking about?
Looking at that, Pierre, I think now South Africa now going to dominate more as much as they can, because now they're realizing now their run rate has to go up now.
Well bowled. Dot straight after that maximum. And just pushes it for 1. She's running hard. They're looking for the 2. Good running.
Pierre looking at the boundaries there. We're going on 12 4s and then 4 6s there. And the score will be 1-1-3 after 3 over for 3.
That's another one. Straight into the gap. This time it's going to be just the 4 runs. But a very good end to that over. And you can see what that message was all about. It was about let's accelerate, and that over 13 runs.
That's what I'm thinking, Pierre, because now when you looked at the 12th man bringing water there, I think the coach had a message for the batsmen to say, "Oi, go for it."
Absolutely, it was a good time to go for it, and that's an excellent shot. Still 146, just under the 150 mark. In my opinion, that will be a par score. They've got to aim for 160 to put a lot of pressure on India. And those dot balls has got to go for 1 to be able to get there. Kahur's first over only went for 5. They've got to take her on here. They've got to be positive. Lot of flight. Oh, inside edge, nearly onto the stumps. Bit of luck for Mignon de Pre. Shall I say, it was de Klerk. She's taken the aggressive role now. That's just going to be 1. They're looking for 2 perhaps. No, there's no 2. Yeah, we're going to say thank you from Mutsamai. And joining me now is Dumisa Makalima. To see the innings through. That's cut hard into the gap. Good batting. The Pre found the gap. Good timing, good placement. Welcome, Denisa. Was that a bit of a rush?
Straight from the highway into the commentary box.
Welcome. A lot of flight. Still going to give her that single. Now, interesting situation here for South Africa, because after this over, 3 overs left. It looks a good wicket, fast outfield. Yes, the spinners are playing a role, but what is a decent score? It's the question. And I think if South Africa wants to bat India possibly out of this game, I think 160 will be a good score.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. There's 3 overs left. You want to maximize it. Is the backhand of the innings. And it has picked up as the time went. But 160 is par. You get value for your strokes, the quick outfield. You can see the boundaries have been brought in a touch closer. So 160 is a very competitive score, and it's something that they can really, really bowl to and defend.
Over 11, 12. There we go. You can see a very good phase for India. They kept it quiet. They also got a couple of wickets. But South Africa now bouncing back for the last 2 overs. 3 overs remaining. Oh, well bowled. Good Yorker. Pandey in a 3rd over coming into the bowling attack.
And also keys to have somebody in. You can see Dupree's on 30, de Klerk is on 18. It's very important to have a strong finish with 2 batsmen in, which will contribute to that total that they have in mind of around about 160.
Fantastic. They've nailed those Yorkers today. 3rd man now coming up, square leg going out. And if she wants to bowl that line and that Yorker, I would have thought that the 3rd man is a good option to have out. But perhaps she's probably going straighter now. You would think if you look at the field. You can't afford to go too wide here. That's a brilliant line. Good skill levels.
Yeah, good bowling. Just took the pace away from that ball. And as you said, now taking the 3rd man back. So you will presume that the line will change back to that outside Yorker. Doesn't want anything on the legs because the fine leg is up in the ring. The square leg is up in the ring as well. So we presume an outside off-stump Yorker again.
Moves across. She swatted it away. Oh, straight to the fielder. It's not a bad option with square leg in the ring, fine leg in the ring. Perhaps she could have just used the pace and just helped it around.
Trying 1 or 2 maneuvers, stepping outside off stump, trying to make sure cuts that angle.
That's wide. It's the outside edge. That's why that 3rd man is on the boundary. This is a very good over for India. Only the 3 singles, and there's 1 ball remaining. So this is a must boundary option for South Africa of this last ball. It's also the prayer on strike. Gives herself room. Oh, that was a fantastic shot. Almost a run out as well. Nevertheless, the dot ball. Very good fielding. End of the 18th over. South Africa 129 for 3. And only 3 runs off that previous over.
Couple of batsmen coming in and going out, not really following through with the innings. Van Niekerk, 38 of 31, gave the South African Proteas women a good start, but they'll want a good finish. Here with de Klerk sitting on 20 of 22 balls, Dupree's 31. Just 12 balls, they want to maximize. Ideally, that 160 will be a very good score for the South Africans.
Yeah, I think worst case scenario now, 10 runs and over. Last 2 overs, that will get you to 149 and 150 to win. I think that is a worst case scenario. Kaur. She's going to bowl the second last over. Or is she? I think this is a thank you. Bowling change, Patil. She's going to come around the wicket. It's flat. Well bowled. Can't really do anything with that.
Absolutely. The field is long off, long on out. Cow corner, deep square leg coming around, targeting the pairs. Not many options.
Little lap, but straight to the fielder. That square leg is quite straight. So the fine lap straight to the fielder, probably not a good option, but maybe just the orthodox sweep that will take the angle around there into that gap. Uses the feet. Has she got enough on it? No. Fielder under it. Easy catch. And that's the end of Mignon de Pree. She had to go for it. But the bowler gave her no pace to play with, Patil. End of Mignon de Pree. 31 of 27 balls.
Yeah, it's just good bowling, isn't it? Coming around, and Mignon de Pree is trying to get some elevation, but it was always too straight, and really hitting it down the long on throat. The only other option that Mignon had was to give herself a little bit of room and target extra cover. But good bowling nonetheless by Patil. Chloe Taron comes in. Experienced campaigner, obviously, with the ball more than the bat. But that best will have to come into play.
Yes, and I like that strike rate, 132. And that is what South Africa will need now. She's a powerful hitter. Likes to hit the ball straight. She hasn't got a lot of time. 9 deliveries between the two of them. She will have to utilize every single delivery. Always a tough situation for any big hitter to walk in, because people expect them just to hit a 6 from the first ball. It would just be their single. And it's not that easy.
Absolutely. The only other option the batsman can have is a diligent reverse sweep if she can execute it properly. But other than that, Patil is bowling straight to a field there.
Yeah, she's hitting a very good line. That's a good line again. Has she got enough on it in the gap? Oh, that is almost. That's a good effort. But goal dust for South Africa. First ball 4.
Very good stroke by Tyrone, getting underneath the ball, just eluding the fielder at cow corner and just finding the gap. And a much needed boundary by the South African women's Protea team takes the score to 135. Just over an over remaining. They want to maximize. Last ball to come. Looking around the field. Where is she planning on going?
Where is she going this time? Last ball. She's going the same way. This time she's got more than enough on it. Fantastic for Tryon.
Yeah, just a fantastic cricket stroke. Backing her eye, backing the instincts, getting underneath that one, and getting the elevation and the distance to finish off a good over by South Africans. Although they lost a wicket, moves them to 141. And looking at the projected scores, doesn't quite get to that 160, but 151 will be something decent for the South Africans to bowl to.
Yeah, I think so too. You look at Tryon, 2 blows, 4, 6. He's hardly been in on that wicket. Was there an opportunity to perhaps send her in earlier? That's straight, but straight to the fielder. When I say that, it's nice to talk in hindsight, especially up here. You've got your plans in place, but sometimes you need to be proactive in your planning and flexible as well. And the Clark has played well, but her strike rate is still under 100. And I thought that she struggled at the start and just put a lot of pressure on Mignon de Pree. That's a big shot. That's massive. Over extra cover. 3 balls, 3 boundaries.
Chloe Tyrone coming to the party here for the South African women's cricket team. She's on 16. Just facing 3 deliveries. No time to look. Gets underneath that one. Targeting extra cover. Nobody's going to catch that.
You look at batting like this because it's good cricket shots. It's no slogging. If you have someone, a hitter like this in your team, in my opinion, by the 12th over, she must be ready to bat. When I say bat, she's got 3 overs to get herself in, and she's got enough time to take the game away. Sometimes it will come off, sometimes it won't. She's going again. She's going maximum again. No, it's just 4. She's striking at 500.
It's what we call dealing in boundaries. Picking a spot once again. The cow corner was a touch squarer on that occasion. Chloe Tyrone gets underneath it and really connects it a good 20 meters in front of cow corner for another boundary for the South Africans.
That's a good delivery. That's how you stop hitting like this. Powerful hitting. When in doubt, go to the Yorker option.
She's done a good job for the South African cricket team. She's walked in, didn't have much time to have a look at the pace, at the wicket. She just trusted their instincts. Swung from the hip, and she's ripped the rewards.
Length, massive, high up in the air. You can't bowl that length to a powerful hitter like this, Tryon. Where was Tryon?
17 of the over thus far, with still a ball to go. This is magnificent batting here by Chloe Tyrone. She gets underneath that one and gets all of it. The elevation, the distance, and she clears everyone that is at the boundary on the leg side.
1 ball left. Slow ball, massive, this time on the embankment. What an innings by Chloe Tryon. 32 of only 7 deliveries, and that over 23 runs.
Just magnificent batting, knowing that the pressure is on the bowler at the back end of the innings. Whatever mistake the bowler made, Chloe Tyrone capitalized, and on that occasion, well full and well above the waistline, and she dispatches that for another maximum. And she helps the South African cricket team to a well-played 164, losing 4 wickets in the 20 overs. And she get a well-deserved hug from her teammates, high fives, momentum, well with the South African side.
Yeah, what an innings by Chloe Tryon. The bowling, Van Niekerk, I thought she played really well. She likes the sweeps, the reverse sweeps. Mignon de Pree again, as usual, contributed back to this last partnership, and Tryon, 32 of 7, has just let India walk off the fields with their heads hanging. And that's a lovely little momentum change for South Africa.
Partnerships getting in and not quite converting, but the big one, 46 or 44 balls, was very good between Mignon de Pree and Nadine de Klerk. But the master one would just put the cherry on the top. 34 of 9 balls. Chloe Tyrone doing all the damage at the back end of the innings. And India have it all to play for here, needing 164.
The bowlers, Fastrakas, she was reliable, only 8.5, that's acceptable. Patil, magnificent, she gave a lot of flight, also picked up the 2 wickets. But the Jadav, she went for 10 and over. And it was all spoiled in the last 2 overs by Tryon. So India, they need 165 runs to win. That's a run rate of 8.2 runs per over. We are going to go for a break, and we will see you in a little bit. Welcome back to Senwes Park in Potchefstroom. South Africa, they're ready. They had a very good finish. And India need 165 runs to win. That's wide. It's going to be wide of the first slip as well. First ball boundary. And Marizon Cup, she's not happy. The problem was it was too short and too wide.
Not happy at all. She's thinking there should have been 2 slips there, conventional slips. First ball, new ball, it will always do something. And it's vital to have 2 people catching at the back.
Yes, there was a little bit of shape on that. Straighter. Just works it around the corner for a single.
Well, it is a left-hander now, but the way those slips are staggered now, there's only 1. But that first ball, they were not conventional first and second, they were staggered, which means that there were gaps in between, hence that ball went in between. Marizon Cup experienced campaigner for this Protea women's team, age 28, 41 wickets. Can call her a veteran in this team.
Can. That's a good shot. Just punched on the offside. Pass point for 4. And that's a sign of a very good wicket.
A very impressive stroke. Just goes back in the cross. A slight push between cover point, and you do get value for your strokes here at Potchefstroom. It's a beautiful outfield. The wicket is good. Just need to play cricketing strokes just to get India well off in the right direction.
That's good, but that's big. And that is the maximum, first maximum for India. What a start.
Yeah, they're not holding back, are they? 3 balls, 15 runs on the board. And that's one going across the line, but with minimum risks as there is no cow corner. So very good start for India thus far in this over.
Yeah, it was a very good finish for South Africa with Tryon. But also a very good start for India. They punching back here straight away. You see those 2 fielders on the offside, point and cover, very close to each other. They've done their homework with Montana. She likes to play the ball square of the wicket. That's a white ball. Interesting option, last ball of the over. Perhaps she's now reluctant to pitch the ball up, looking at what's happened in this over. So she's gone the shorter route, slow ball, shorter route. That's a good shot. This time she's gone straighter, and that white ball is costing Cup 20 runs of that last over.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful stroke. She just gets quickly into position, punches it this time well in front of the square fielders on the offside, and she gets value for her runs. A very good start for India. It's 20 without loss. And 1 or 2 things to think about for the South African cricket team.
Well, straight away, India's just putting the pressure back on South Africa. South Africa would have walked off the field very happy. But that's how you bounce back. Cricket shots, like you mentioned earlier. No slogging. Good cricket shots. It's a really good wicket. And they've used the pace of Cup to their benefit. Ismail, 59 matches. She's also quite experienced. A good average, very good economy rate. And her job here is to strike. That's wide. It's too wide. It's full. It's another 4. South Africa under the pump.
Can be a very cruel game, the Pro 20 format. Full width offered and gets dispatched through the point region. Every mistake that you make in this format of the game will get punished.
Ishmael got the 4 wickets on Saturday in the last ODI. She was magnificent. They need it today again. That's short. She's used that delivery as well a lot.
Margin for errors, being able to execute your strokes. 35 years of age, Raj, experienced campaigner in this Indian cricket team.
Well bowled. Raj just shuffling over to the offside, round about 4th stump.
Yeah, margin for errors count here in this format of the game. You need to execute your plans to the T. Otherwise, you can be found wanting. The momentum was with the South African side when they went off the field with the bat, and India have bounced back 24 without loss thus far.
That's short again. That's a goodie. That was a good angle into her.
I think that's good bowling. You don't want to be predictable. They've played the other strokes very good on the ground, leaning forward. Just giving them something to think about, that there is a short ball. We are allowed 2 in the over, so don't get comfortable on that front foot.
That's a Yorker. Squeezed it out. And look at the timing. Is it going to be 4? Oh, that looked from here like very good fielding. I'm sure they're going to have a look again.
A lightning fast outfield, isn't it? Just a little punch off the legs.
Yeah, apologies.
Just squeezed, just found the gap, and it just forever went away. I think that's good fielding, that. I think that's magnificent fielding. Just managed to hold it back in time.
Ends the over with a dot. 26 without loss, 2 overs. Now, the live stream, we don't have the luxury to go to the TV umpire, so
But I'll tell you what, India has got off to a good start here. A good opening partnership of 26 after 2 overs. After a very good finish to the South African batting, taking the momentum off the field. And India has done very well here to throw the first blows at the South African cricket team. Just giving them 1 or 2 things to think about.
on the left hand, Mandhana. She's a fantastic player. In the second ODI, she got that 100. As well as the player of the series in the ODIs. So she's a really good player, and this is one player that South Africa wants to send back. Daniels, she's in the attack. Only the 28 matches. A bit slower than Cup. And that means that her line's got to be really spot on.
Yeah, and usually when the pitch is this good and the outfield is lightning fast, it's very wise to vary the pace in between the balls. Don't be predictable. Very good economy rate of just less than 5. Sign of a good bowler.
That's fantastic. But with Mandhana here getting off strike, she's going to have to nail her skills and as well as her plans. That is a fantastic economy rate. Under 5s in this format. You don't see that often. You can just see one of those bowlers that will vary her pace, roll her fingers over the ball, change of pace, lengths. No fielder on the leg side on the boundary. Third man and sweeper on the offside. A little bit of swing back into the right-hander.
I kind of like this field. As long as Daniel sticks to that line of outside off stump, if you want to be hit, towards that super boundary. If anything is off the thick outside edge, there is a third man in place.
I'm sure it's in her head, back of her mind, in Raj, to walk across and clip it. Oh, there it is. It was in the slot. Daniel's got away there to this field place. And it's a tough field to bowl to, especially if the ball's shaping back into the right-hander.
Gotta be spot on. Ideally, she would want to take it right across even the Yorker region, where you can't really get underneath it or go across to flick it towards the leg side.
Oh, good delivery, Yorker. It shows that your length's got to be good. And you've got that third man and you've got the sweeper on the offside that you can utilize. And there we go, third man now coming up, and they've seen something, and that is that there's a little bit of shape on the ball and a deep mid wicket now going back. This is a much better field to bowl to. That should be a wide.
Yeah, I should have to bowl that one again. But I think it's good captaincy, good awareness. You don't want to be predictable. You want to stay ahead of the game. You managed to get away with the first couple of balls to the same field and now changing it around. Just keep the batsman thinking all the time.
Driven hard. It's going to be a dot. End of the third over. South Africa 28 without loss. Only 2 runs of that last over. Good start by Daniels.
Marizan Cup, very expensive in the first over, going for 19, which has just given India the momentum to kick off the proceedings. Daniel's trying to pull things back with that 2 runs in the last over, but it's going to be a lot of hard work for the South Africans. It's a good surface, it's a good outfield. All the experience and the skill is going to need to come out.
A couple of changes here. They're very precise with where they want their fielders, especially Ismail. Third man and a wide-ish fine leg. And they're going for that slip. Wide-ish, let's say second slip, quite deep. Also gully in place, so quite attacking. Oh, that's a big, big shot.
Going for the big one, playing the miss. Good length hit by Ismail. I think the length is also very important on good wickets. If you're gonna dig it in, you really gotta bowl that back of a length. Not too full, not too short. They call them hard lengths.
There's a hard length, but it's also a hard boundary. Perhaps a little bit too predictable, but if you want to bowl that delivery, you've got to have a square leg. That length can go anywhere.
Absolutely. If it's going to be a bouncer, it has to be head high, shoulder high, going up. Bread and butter. Just easily put down the square leg for the boundary.
Yorker, follow our ball. Excellent. That first delivery of the over, for me, was the perfect delivery to this field. And you spoke about it earlier. Just to take the ball across the left-hander, she had a big swipe at it. She played and missed because the angle didn't allow for her to make contact. But if she made contact, it would have easily gone to that second slip or gully. Just got to stick with the plans. we go. This is high in there. It's going to be enough, and it's a maximum. And Batana, she's on fire.
Getting all of it, Madana, 10 of the over so far. Not quite getting the plans in place here. Ismail being put under severe pressure here by the India's left-hander. On this occasion, just bowling that, not quite a hard length, just sitting up good enough for Madana to get underneath it and have a full swipe for the maximum.
Slow delivery. Outside edge. Mandana, she moves on to 26. Good strike rate, 236.
Well, just very tough of the South Africans. Indians have gotten off to a very good start, just churning up that that deficit. Already needing 126 of 97 balls. They've had a good start.
Slow ball and just punched for another maximum. The second maximum of this over. What striking that was. Stood dead still.
Yeah, pressure is on the South Africans. Getting that one wrong again. Ismail. Just a touch to full. And on the same stage of the game, after 4 overs, South Africa with 26 without loss. India have raced to 45, really putting South Africans under pressure. They need to find a way to slow this run rate down, to get the Indians thinking. At the moment, just a bit too much predictable.
Yes, I agree. To find ways is that you've got to have the mentality to get wickets. That's driven hard. It's a very fast outfield. Good fielding by Senwes.
Yeah, and the good batting that India have done thus far, what they've done for themselves is that they've gotten themselves in a good position to be able to nudge the ball around. They've used this power play very well thus far. And there's still plenty of it left. Good 3 overs. Maybe just over 2 overs, but they've used it very well. 118 of 94 balls. It shouldn't be difficult unless they get put under pressure by losing wickets.
Got away with that. There's no square leg on the boundary. Got a line wrong.
Definitely will feel as if she missed out on that occasion. It was full straight to the legs. Just missed it.
And straight to the fielder. Good catch, Captain van Niekerk. That is exactly what South Africa now needed. And it's the big wicket of Madana. She looked dangerous. She missed out that previous delivery. This time she forced it, but straight to the extra cover fielder.
Yeah, I couldn't quite get the elevation that she wanted on that occasion. Too full, couldn't quite get underneath it. Well positioned. Dane van Niekerk, the captain of the South African side, in a much needed breakthrough. Hopefully they'll be saying we've got an opportunity here to slow things down, to really put the pressure back on the Indians. Sarmit Mandana is gone for 28, 47 for 1.
New batsman, Harmanpreet Kaur. She did a good job with the ball. She's got a very good foundation to walk into now. South Africa will be relieved. And fireworks out there from the first over, and the captain would have expected that from her bowlers. It's time to strike. And the only way to win this game is to bowl the Indians out. And that leg side, everyone up in the ring. It swung, but too much. Here's a chance, another wicket, it's a direct hit. It's out, 2 and 2. Fantastic fielding. How quickly things can change.
That'll definitely get the momentum going South Africa's way. Missed that one on the pad. Keeping the eye off the ball, and a very good throw and hit. Finding herself well short of her ground. Elated. And a much needed breakthrough again for the South African cricket side, which will definitely give them the momentum going forward.
Yeah, run out, Sunaylis. And Kaur, first ball run out. She missed out again. Missed opportunity with a straight delivery. And she ran herself out. Next batsman, Rodriguez. Only 17 years old. All of a sudden, India looking up scoreboard, and they've lost 2 and 2. Team hat-trick ball. Driven hard, straight to the fielder. This time they won't run.
How quickly things change in this game of T20 cricket. Missed that one off the pads. Wasn't looking at the ball at all. Pick up and shy. Bullseye. Hits the stumps. Finds herself just less than half a meter short. And the celebrations begin. And they'll really embrace those 2 wickets, the South Africans. Things were slightly getting out of hand. The very good start by India. But they'll feel as if now they've gotten the things back under control.
Yeah, just in this previous over, Raj and Madonna, they went on very nicely. And in the space of 2 deliveries, they're both gone. Rodriguez and Raj, they need to rebuild. Bowling change. Kaka. Good average, just under 18. Only 12 matches, so it's still young. Inexperienced. It's wide. It's going to be the one.
Played just 12 matches, but she's been around the circuits of Protea Women's. I remember a World Cup in Sri Lanka a couple of years back. She was there. Ayabonga Kaka. Now she finds herself having to do a very important job, really putting Indians under pressure here. Just having lost 2 quick wickets in the previous over.
Dead ball. Ooh, a little bit of swing, but just picked up with ease.
It's a fantastic stroke. Just hitting it with the angle, coming into her legs, and just a very neat pickup over mid-off. Mid-on, I mean, and now forces a change. Have a look at the long on in place after that stroke.
Driven hard, straight to the fielder, chance gone. Dropped. Big chance. De Klerk. She got there. She couldn't hold on. Oh, just off the pad. A little bit of swing, just helped it along.
Yeah, just rubbing salt into the wound there. She should not have been there after that drop catch at extra cover. On this occasion, Ayabonga just drifting to the pads and just eluding the keeper to go for a boundary. She's very unfortunate, Rodriguez, just to be there. Just showing signs of aggression. Dispatching the second ball for 4. Over long on. And the dropped at cover point. Very fortunate to still be there.
This time wide. Use the width. It's going to be another 4. The captain just asked her which side of the wall. She's put him at wicket in. And the captain not happy at all. She can't set the field because she's leaking both sides.
Absolutely short and wide. And in this beautiful outfield and pitch, that's always going to go for 4 once the hands are thrown to the ball. You have to be specific in where you want to bowl, where you want to be hit in this format.
Oh, that's not good. She's lost all her confidence. That just helped along for maximum. And the captain is pulling her hair out because the previous over they just got 2 wickets. And next over 19 runs.
Yeah, not a great over by Ayabonga Kaka on that occasion. Struggling to find a length and line. And her mistakes were punished severely by Raj and Rodriguez. Comparison, it's yards. India are way ahead, having lost that extra wicket. 66 for 2. South Africa with 37. Just finding it hard to contain the runs, although they've taken 2 good wickets in the previous over, but just finding it hard to contain the runs through 2 ill-disciplined bowling.
Yeah, I totally agree. It comes down to skills, this game, this format especially. You've got to nail your plans. That power play was a very expensive one for South Africa. Oh, that's a wide ball. That's very wide. And they're getting a bonus run as well. So just becoming a bit sloppy from South Africa now. That not long ago they got those 2 wickets. So is that complacency or concentration?
I think it's a bit of both. You know, they've taken 2 good wickets. They were on the high the previous over, but now they find themselves on the back foot again, having to rebuild.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be in the gap. Just use the pace. Just open the face of the bat. And Demisa, you're mentioning about that, and I cannot agree more. That's wide, that's full. And when you've got momentum on your side, you've got to hold on to that for as long as you can. Stretch it out. Keep building that pressure. You can't let go. And that's what South Africa's just done. Mid-off in the ring. That's short, wide.
Yeah, surely Dane van der Kerk cannot be happy with this. They've just let themselves down in this last couple of overs here, the South African cricket team. Short and wide. Not really quite bowling to their plans. It's very difficult for a captain to set the field accordingly if the bowlers are not executing. They got to look around. Where do you want to be hit? Where is the less risk that I can get hit?
Well, when in doubt, go to that Yorker. Now, I just sense the body language of the South African team. just dropping. Heads are down. A couple of teapots out there. Now good fielding. Still got the single, but that can lift the team.
Yeah, hopefully that can motivate them to go in the right direction. It's not doom and gloom yet. We know how quickly this game can change. India still need 91 of 81 balls. Still a long way to go. Anything can happen between now and then. They just have to find a way to bowl to their field and be disciplined, pick themselves up as a unit.
And straight to the fielder. Senwes under the ball. Oh, did that bounce? Yes, it did. It went straight to her. Good effort.
And good honesty. I know a couple of players would have claimed that.
I agree. I agree. It's guided for one. She got there, got her hands out, and just bounced in front of her. To me, so in club cricket they claim these ones, don't they?
Yeah, that's out in club cricket. But as you can see there, I think it just
It looks
drops
like her
short.
fingers onto the ball.
Yeah, just good honesty. Good honesty. Senwes, fielder knows best. I know some players who would have give the third umpires and the opposition team a hard time, but good honesty, Senwes. She knows she wasn't there.
Van Nikak, new bowler. Into the attack. Leg spinner.
I've already rated her highly. Van Nikak. It's a very difficult art, leg spin. And now she's gone about her business. She's shown a lot of control and taking responsibility whenever she's got the ball in hand. And now she's got the duty of being the national captain as well.
And that's a good start. Like the pace. Good control.
It's going to be very interesting how the Indians are going to play Van Nikak. We know the senior men, how good they are playing spin. And they've just given our boys a pretty much a hard time with the spin bowling.
Well bowled. Shouldn't be one. Isn't one.
Giving it a lot of air, not much turn at the moment. But obviously trying to find out what the pitch can do, how much purchase it can take.
Swept straight to the field. I just want to calm things down a little bit. Just slow it down, take her time. Yeah, well bowled. It's going to be an easy one, but for now she doesn't mind.
Absolutely, it's a game of chase right now. You can keep things like this, stretch that lead, make it difficult for them, for the Indians to get that score quickly. Just dry up the boundaries, just make them work for their runs.
Use the feet, nicely played. No, because that required run rate just under 7. Well, let's make it 7. For South Africa to build some pressure, they need to get it around the 8 mark. Very well bowled. It's a good over. Only the 5 runs of that over. India 81 for 2 after 8 overs.
Same stage. South Africa 62, having lost 2 wickets. India just a touch ahead. 81, got off to a very good start, putting the South Africa bowlers under pressure. Got all the work to do now, South Africa, trying to slow everything down. Just make it really hard for the Indians. 7.1 needed to the over. It's quite comfortable, isn't it? So I think Dane van Niekerk would want to take 1 or 2 risks, bringing 1 or 2 people up, just enforcing the Indians to hit over the top, taking 1 or 2 risks. That's the risk she's going to have to think about. It's neatly done. For 1, Dozake brought into the attack. Love the haircut though.
That's full. Got away with that. Ntozake. She's 21 years old, off-break bowler. Not a big turner of the ball. For her is going to be variation of pace as well as lens.
I think doing a good job at the moment. Dealing in singles. Just getting the Indians to think once or twice about how to go about things.
Use the feed, nicely placed. And that's going to be 4 runs. It's not getting better for Kaka. A lot of effort, but that's a lovely shot, that.
It's a great stroke. Just a little shuffle down the pitch. Getting to the pitch of the ball. Just easing it past the cover point region.
That's cut. Good fielding. Very good.
Just 1 ball remaining. I've done a good job, Raisibe, up until that 4. But there's opportunity to finish stronger.
Now this is all India needs to do now. Don't have to take massive risks, because that over, without any risk, they got 9 runs. They're just cruising along now. How can South Africa counter back? Captain has got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and those are the perks of utilizing your power play to the full. Raj and Mandana really put the South African opening bowlers under the pump. And as a matter of fact, they've gotten themselves into a very good position of just chasing this score down very comfortably and controlled. Unless Dane van Niekerk has otherwise. She is a very experienced campaigner. She knows exactly what to do. Taking a bit of their time here. The Indian players. Partnership is outstanding at the moment. 43 of just 27 balls. That's all they need, is 1 good partnership just to carry them over the line. 75 to win of 66 balls. Doesn't seem that hard. But this form of the game can be very tricky.
Not at the moment. It's India cruising along at 9s. That's a lovely shot. And also good fielding, but still going to be the boundary. Textbook.
It's a fantastic stroke. Just a shimmy down the track, hitting it with the spin, just opening up slightly, targeting that extra cover region, and a very good effort in vain.
Swept top edge. And, not going to get there.
Really frustrated here. Dane van Niekerk, runs are coming at will. The Indians don't need to really take that much risks. They just need to be there, frustrate the South Africans.
Use the feed nicely. Raj. Otter air. That will be the 50 partnership. And, what a partnership between these two after losing those 2 quick wickets. And that partnership only have 31 deliveries.
It's coming a flash.
Oh, a little bit of turn. I would like to see the captain van Niekerk just to be proactive, try something different, maybe get a short fielder, catcher somewhere. Because it looks way too easy for the Indian batters at the moment.
Over.
That's the end of the 10th over. India 98 for 2.
Yeah, it's just been a touch comfortable for the Indians thus far. Chasing down this total. As you can see at the same time, the worms are far apart, showing that India is well in control of this game. I couldn't agree with you more. Something has to be done here. Take 1 or 2 risks there and there. Otherwise, it's very comfortable at the moment, the way the Indians are going.
That's a good shot. Very good fielding. And Tozaki back in a second over. It's in the gap. They're going to look for 2.
Get it in, D, get it in.
It's only going to be 1.
Yeah, and the difficulty that Dane faces is that a bowler is a ball both sides of the wickets, which makes it very difficult for her to set a field that they can bowl to. And it just made it easier for the Indians to just work this ball around with no pressure whatsoever.
Got to try something. Bring 1 across into mid-wicket to try and buy 1 or 2 dot balls. They're just cruising along now. Very sensible. That's all they need to do. Sensible cricket from India.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, gotta take a risk. Bring in 1 or 2 of your boundary riders. Force them to hit over the top.
Swept. Perhaps outside the line. Only 3 runs of the over, 1 ball remaining. It's going to be 4 singles for the over. 102 for 2 after 11 overs.
Very comfortable at the moment, the Indians needing 63 runs of 54 balls for my captain. Mignon.
There's a lot of experience for van Niekerk to tap into. Horizon Cup, former captain Mignon de Pree. Rodriguez, she's quietly gone to 34 of 22 balls. Also big game for South Africa and Port Elizabeth at the moment. South Africa against India. It's a must-win for South Africa to stay alive in this series. And India batting first. Flight swept. And India has got a good start. 180 for 3.
Oh, very fortunate to get away with that. Dane van Niekerk. Full toss down the leg side. Missing out there, Raj. Sitting on 30 of 29 balls. Seemed like she just got out to the wicket. It's amazing how she just kept up with the rate.
Flight, use the feet straight down the ground. That's a good start for India in Port Elizabeth. India batting first. 180 for 3 after 32 overs. It's going to be an easy single.
That man Virat Kohli's name comes up again. Still out there.
Rohit Sharma, he's on 90 not out. Kohli got only 36, he got run out by JP Duminy. That's a big wicket. Rahane also run out. Still 18 overs to go there. Lovely shot down the ground.
Just good batting, isn't it? And that's the end of the over. 12. India 106 for 2.
It was a tricky stage for South Africa. 86 for 3 with the Pre and de Klerk. But the India well ahead. Only 106 for 2 in cruise control. There's the mid-wicket.
They need a couple of these, couple of dot balls. Could this be the over for Raisibe?
Oh, that should be out. No, it's not. Mis-stumping. Even sound like she got some bats at that. Tutsaki not happy. And with reason. Again, she uses her feet. This time she gets there.
Oh, very massive miss opportunity there. Quicker delivery. Oh, just couldn't gather. Just couldn't gather. And she was yards out of a crease.
Now Lee just stood up in that. Didn't stay down. And that was a big chance for South Africa to break this partnership. And that's a little chip into the gap. Oh, and I think that's safe, but I think that was 4. That's my opinion.
Valid effort. At long on, running around.
Miss Nelson, 111 for 2. India need 54 of 42. A partnership 64 between these two.
And I'll tell you what, if my memory serves me correctly, Rodriguez was early on in her innings while she was on naught, and another opportunity has gone up begging. If this game doesn't go South Africa's way, they will look back at those missed chances.
Use the feet straight down the ground, and enough timing on that. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, just a good cricket stroke. Just a shimmy down the wicket. Gets right to the pitch of the ball, and as straight as you can get for another 4 for the Indians. They move on to 115, ever getting closer to the total.
Just made it look so easy. Ball flight, and again, is it into the gap? Yes! It looks like she saved it. Did that not touch the rope?
Just having a closer look as a... Looks like she saved it.
Swept, top edge, and out! This time, Fanika gets a wicket. And this time again, the sweep not working. Rodriguez, that's the end of her innings. Played very well, 37 of 26. And a very good time for South Africa to get this wicket. Good strike rate of 137. And India 116 for 3.
Yeah, Jemima Rodriguez won't be happy with herself. It was a wide ball down the leg side. She should have left it. Instead, she has a go at it, gets the top edge, and a comfortable catch to Kaka at short 45. But a much needed wicket by the South Africans, which brings Vera Krishnaramoorthy to the crease.
Well done, Denise. She played 38 matches. Average quite low. And she's going to join Raj, which has played a really controlled innings. He's reading the situation very well.
One.
Fanika in her last over. Held nicely. She's picked up her first wicket now. Good time to have a slip in, but no slip.
South Africa will feel a bit confident after that wicket. 49 to win 38 balls. They can build a lot of pressure here, especially to the new batsmen.
Use the feet and the sweep. Little window here. Little window for South Africa. They all need to be on it now. All the fielders, every bowler. 49 of 37. Last ball. Lots of flight. Punched it for 1. End of the 14th over. 117 for 3.
It's getting back to the back end of the innings. 6 overs left, 48 to win. Marizan Cup got a little bit of stick early on in the first over, going for 19 runs. But Ntozake Raisibe has pulled it back nicely, going for 18 in the 3 overs. Just sensing a window of opportunity at South Africa, trying to make it difficult as possible here for the Indian batsmen to get this total.
Still have the leg break. Bowling of Sunay Lees. Will she be used? Struggled a little bit on Saturday. That's a lovely shot. Over the inner ring, just held on. And Veda, she gets her first boundary.
Yeah, not quite with the ball, is it? You've got long on, long off, cow corner, deep square leg. So if anything, you want to be bowling straight on the stumps or a little bit to the legs, just to cram the batsman for room instead. Just giving it a little bit of width. You're always going to be punished, right, Sibe?
Just helped along. It's not a good line. And it should beat the fielders. Yes, boundary. 2 in a row. Again, when South Africa gets a wicket, they just leak straight away.
It's cruel. It's absolutely cruel. Relieving the pressure. 2 boundaries back to back. Ideally, another option that Raisibe can do is come around the wickets, targeting the legs, forcing the batsman to score on the leg side. You don't want to be scoring on the offside because there's only one person out, which is the long off. You want to be scoring on the leg side.
That's high up in there. But it's going to go over the fielder's head for maximum. And Krishna Murthy, she's not going to hang around. She's raced to 15 of only 6 deliveries.
Yeah, and that over just brought it to just a run a ball. It's very easy for India right now. They just need to keep their heads and be calm.
This time again, as you can see, that point is very straight. Beautifully worked. Just use the pace and the width. Poor line to this field.
Yeah, the angles are just wrong for me. It's just a bit wrong. Just come around. Cramp the batsman for room. Don't open up the offside. Just a bit frustrating for Dane, I can understand.
That's the line you're talking about. But I agree with you. A very good option to come around the wicket and just dart into the pads. You've got all your protection on the leg side. Not out. 15 overs gone. 133 for 3.
16 of the over. Damage done. 30 balls, 32 runs. Raj sitting on 41. And that Indian wave, that worm, just easing its way slightly. Although they're losing wickets, they still manage to pick up their run rate, which is something South Africa is not going to be happy with when they take a look back at this game. Change in wicket. Change in bowler. Daniels comes on. Hopefully she can slow things down, try get a breakthrough with this most important here for the South African women's cricket team.
Slow ball. Now with this field, Denisa, what do you think the plan is? She's still over the wicket, which means that she's got to be very precise with her line, because there's an angle. There's no real swing now. Full and straight. Slow ball.
Absolutely full and straight. You've got your sweeper cover boundary. You've got your long off, long on, cow corner. Nothing behind the bat. Fine leg is up on the ring, and the third man is up on the ring. So you gotta ball it nice and full. Just enforce it to be hit towards your boundary riders. Good start though from Daniels.
Slow ball again. Just walked across Raj, helped it along through mid-wicket. No mid-wicket fielder in the inner ring. It's easy pickings.
It's becoming that time where Dane van Niekerk has to take a risk. 1 or 2 dot balls in the over will be more than gold.
Swept.
Desperate for a good over here, South Africa. Desperate to finish off well. Yeah, just one of the over 2 balls remaining. She's been good so far, Daniels.
Yeah, she's been brilliant. She's in the last over though. 1 for 15. Only 1 run so far on this over. Swept. No, I don't think that's going to be out. Pitch outside the line is my call.
I think it's spot on. I think that's exactly what the umpire is saying. Left-handers really need to be close to the stumps for them to pitch the ball in line. I think on that occasion, if you watch closely, it just pitches just outside the line. Otherwise, it was knocking Midland off stump.
Yeah, good decision by the umpire. There's going to be a run out directed. Oh, no, it's not. It's de Klerk. Just missed out on an opportunity there. Half chance.
Yep, just a drop in the run. Not quite sure. Straight to the man. There was never a run there. She had all the time in the world. She hit. She was gone. Back to the pavilion. But it's not the case. Raj lives to see another day. Sitting on 42 or 41 balls. She's been the anchor of this Indian team thus far. Very good support from Krish Namuti on 18 of 12 balls. Really gave the innings an impetus when she came in.
Change of bowling. Marizan Cup. Her first over was one that she will want to forget. They came really hard at her. Now she's got a great opportunity to redeem herself and to bounce back. Short and wide. Didn't play on Saturday. She was injured. So nice to see her back. That's huge! Over mid-wicket, 6.
She got hold of that. And a much needed boundary which moves the innings in the right direction for the Indians. Early in the over, just the second ball. Really dug into the pitch, but met halfway. And that clears the cow corner boundary with ease for another maximum for the Indians. This innings really moving fast for the India team now.
She walked across, still going to be wide.
And they'll skip her through for a run. She left the ball that one again. Marizan Cup.
Slow ball, good delivery.
This is going down to the wire, isn't it? 22 needed. Just 20 balls. But you'll feel as if India have just got the edge with Raj there sitting on 42 to run a ball.
That's just helped along. A good over for India again. 9 runs with the ball to come. While in control. Good Yorker, but it's squeezed past point for a boundary. And to finish the over with that, takes him to 13 runs in that over. Disappointing day for Cup.
Very disappointing indeed. When she thought she had nailed the Yorker, but it was not quite in the right place, not quite the right line. Just gets the outside edge of the bat and it just squeezes through the backwater point region for another 4, which brings the Indians to just 17 of 3 overs. That's how it's gone thus far. South Africa batting first, posting 164 in their 20 overs. Very good finish by Thron. 32 of just 7 balls. Now Indians in pursuit, sitting at 148 for the loss of 3 wickets. Well on their way to the victory, just needing 17 to win of just 18 balls.
Ishmael. Slow ball. Wrong line again. Just helped along.
They're going to look back to this game, the South Africans. It's very difficult to set a field when you're bowling both sides of the wickets. The fine leg is up in the ring, but you're still just managing to bowl that line with the batsman. Just need to tickle it to go past the fine leg for another 4. 13 to win.
Change in field. Mid-off now in the ring and fine leg going back. This time just uses the pace and the length, and this sums it up. That South Africa, when it comes to their field placing, a little bit all over the show. All the field is on the leg side on the boundary. All the field is on the offside in the ring. And you're asking too much.
Yeah, very disappointing here for Shamnim. On that occasion, just offering the width and the length was not in the right place. Third man up in the ring. Thick outside edge goes over the head of that short third man, and Raj moves to a well-played 50, coming off just 45 balls.
Good innings. That's a better line to this field. Full and straight. Oh, they've been blown away here. You would have thought after that last couple of overs, South Africans batting, that they had a lot of spirit, energy and momentum on their side. But India just came straight away in that first over, 19 runs or 20 runs. And since then, they've been in control for most of this innings.
Just very disappointing. They haven't quite got executed their areas, but they'll look back and take some positives out of the game, and hopefully they can plan better ahead of the next game in terms of executing those plans.
Straight to fine leg. Last ball. Yeah, she followed her very well. She saw what I wanted to do, and that is to open up that offside. End of the 18th over. India 160 for 3. 5 of 12, and South Africa 129. And this is just before the lady called Tryon walked in, and there were fireworks. But on such a good wicket and fast outfield, we would have thought that 160 is par. Only 5 runs to win. Tryon around the wicket. On the mark. India really played well, batted well, controlling the innings, especially with Raj, 53 of 47 balls. It's high in the air. She's going to bounce short of long off. It's only the boundary now needed to win this game, and also the first T20 international and this series. A good way to start this series. It's going to put immediately the pressure on South Africa. She's Chloe Tran. That's high in there. Who's under it? Who's calling for it? No one's calling for it. Lands in the middle. And that probably sums up the performance of South Africa. Another chance gone. Good delivery in the block hole. So trying. She's only in her first over now, so we fully aware of her power with a bat. But the way she's managed this over with a variation has been very impressive as well. This is helped along maximum. This will be the end of the game. And a very, very convincing performance from the Indian women. And comfortably, India win by 7 wickets. And the South Africans will be really disappointed in certain areas. In other areas, they'll be quite happy. But they need to go and do some homework to stay alive in this series of 4 matches. All the players will shake hands. India bounced back from Saturday's performance where they were blown away by South Africa. So the South African camp, they won't be very happy. Captain, she was frustrated, especially with the planning and the tactics. You know, and it's really hard for captains when you speak about it before matches and bowlers don't execute the plans. It makes it really hard for a captain to set a field. But on the other hand, that camp there, the Indian camp, they've had a very good controlled performance. Danae van Niekerk, they will have a good chat about this performance. She had a good knock, but South Africa will look back and they will be disappointed in certain areas which needs to be addressed. Going to East London on Friday. So 3 games left in the series. And India, they threw the first punch. And that was by really controlled, disciplined and mature batting, because Raj, she carried a bat, 54-48, she was the anchor. Mandana, she also played a really, really important innings because it just changed the momentum. But India lost those 2 quick wickets. But this last partnership, again, just took it away from the South African women. 52 of 33 balls. And it's only that one partnership that only lasted 1 ball. The South African bowlers, they relied on Cup. She came back in the side, but she was very expensive. Struggled a little bit. Ismail, she, as usual, ran in. But Kaka, 15 runs and over. Danae van Niekerk, very, very good figures. That's the match summary. First T20 international. South Africa 164 for 4. They did really well to get there, because at one stage it looked like 150 is going to be their score. But India, they replied 168 for 3 in only 18.5 overs. So what a... We're going to join Demiso Makalima downstairs for the post-match presentation.
Just welcome to the post-match presentation where India won by 7 wickets. To talk to us first is the losing captain, Dene van Niekerk. Dene, you were put into bat. Did you think that at the halftime you had the right momentum going into bowling?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the way that Chloe Tryon ended off there, I couldn't ask for more. We thought that 140 to 160 was par on this wicket. Initially, I thought it was going to be slow, but all credit to the ground staff. It was a belt of a wicket. Just not enough runs on the board. And I guess all credit to India's batters. They brought it at us.
Any part of your batting that you thought you should have improved, assessing the pitch, looking like it was quite quick? But obviously Chloe gave you guys the nice impetus at the end. Any areas that you feel like you would like to improve during the innings?
Yeah, I think maybe just go a bit earlier. We had that foundation and we had the players that come in. Who knows what Chloe would have done if she had extra few more balls. But again, all credit to India, they batted brilliantly today.
You dropped 2 catches, I think, which proved to be very vital. I'm sure you were quite frustrated. What are the areas that stuck out to you that you probably need to have a look at when you do analysis when it comes to the bowling?
I think the bowling plans was all over. We couldn't set a field, it was either short and wide or full and wide. It was tough to set a field, but they put us under pressure early. We couldn't pull it back, and again, well done.
Well, unlucky for today. We look forward to seeing you guys in East London, and good luck for preparations.
Thank you.
And we're going to call on the Indian captain. Well done on the victory today. What parts of your game plan worked for you, and what part do you think still need working on?
Thank you so much. Of course, it's a great victory, but there is a lot of area where we need to improve, especially in bowling. We need to come up with a good plan, and full credit to our top order batter. The way they are batted, it's really amazing to see them batting, especially Smriti and Mithali, and end up with the Smriti. And the young girl, Jamie, also played really well, and hopefully we will continue this in the upcoming matches.
Any concerns about the way you guys finished with your bowling, especially been put very much under pressure towards the back end of the innings?
Yes, of course. We know they have a good batting unit, and we were expecting 150 plus on this wicket, but we were ready to chase any total. I think our batter approach was very nice. We discussed in the meeting, whatever the score, we will go with the positive mindset. I think full credit to our top order batters.
So what was the total that you guys had in mind, and you were happy with chasing since the last couple of overs went out of the game plan?
Of course, the way they started, we were looking maybe they will easily come to 180, 170, but in between we bowled really well, and I think the last over, of course, Tryon batted really well, and that was, we were thinking 160, 170, but I think in between over, the way we bowled, that was amazing, and as a bowling unit, we need to come up with a good plan, and we will sit and discuss on that.
Well done on the victory, and good luck for East London.
Thank you.
Now for the man of the match, play of the match, Raj. Well played. How did you find the wicket, considering that you guys were asked, you guys were chasing?
Well, I think it's a very sportive wicket. It did assist the fast bowlers in a couple of overs, not much after that, but it was a very good track to bat on because there was not much movement, lateral movement from the wicket.
Did you find it hard to bat with your partners, considering that you lost 2 quick wickets at very close intervals?
Well, yes, it was just unfortunate that we lost 2 back-to-back wickets, but I think it was important to develop a partnership then, and that's what we did. I did with Jamie. She's a very young, talented cricketer, and she played really well on her debut match for India.
Was that a difficult total for you guys, Chase, 164, considering that South Africa finished off well? Was it the total that you guys had in mind?
Well, any total that we chase, there's always pressure. But if you're preparing for the World Cup, I think we have to expect big totals because that's how women's cricket will go forward. And we also, as players, will upgrade our standard when we play T20 format.
Well done on your performance. And that will conclude the post-match presentation. We'll see you guys in East London for the next game.